topic that I'm going to cover today is from the subject Building Technology and Architectural Planning, which is for second year civil engineering students for third semester. The topic is basically includes the circulation which we use for going from one place to another in a building. So we are going to see various techniques which are used for circulation purpose. Now, whenever we talk about circulation, what does circulation means? Circulation means that we are going from one place to another place. So circulation is mainly of two types: horizontal circulation as well as vertical circulation. Horizontal circulation means we are moving in that floor only. And when we talk about vertical circulation, that means we are moving from one floor to another floor. So in this topic, we are going to cover the most important aspect that we use for vertical circulation, that is for going from one floor to another floor, that is the staircase. So staircase is very important component of a building. So we will start with staircase. So stairs. So whenever we say stair, a stair is a set of steps. Now, what do you mean by step? What is the difference between stair and a step? Is that when we talk about step, step means just one element, that is vertical and horizontal. So this totally comprises of a step. And when these steps comes in series, we call it as stairs. So a stair is a set of steps leading from one floor to other floor, and it is provided to afford the means of ascent and descent between various floors of building. So basically the room or enclosure in a building in which this stairs is located is called as a staircase. So if we can see in this, we can see various terms which we use in staircase. So we'll see each term one by one. So as I have already told you, when we first talk about step, as we can see over here, this is the vertical element and this is the horizontal element. So when we comprise together one vertical element and one horizontal element, that is called as a step. Then the next, as we can see, this element which is called as a tread. So tread is nothing but, if we can see this horizontal part. So tread is nothing the horizontal part of the step on which we place our foot. This is called as a tread. So same as we have horizontal part, in the same way we have a vertical part, with the means of which we go from one floor to another, because we rise with the help of this vertical part, and hence it is called as a riser. So horizontal part tread, vertical part riser. Okay. Then if we say the distance, here you can see the horizontal distance which is there. This distance is called as a going, and the vertical distance is called as the rise. So the component is called as tread, but the distance is called as going. And here the vertical component is called as riser, but the distance is called as rise. Okay, then we will see next terms also. We have already covered step, tread, riser. Now, again, the main concept which you can see over here is a flight. So it is written that it is defined as an unbroken series of steps between landings. Okay. So whenever we talk about staircases, now here if we can see, this is complete unbroken series of steps. Okay. So this complete is called as a flight. Okay. But in some staircases, what is there, that there are some steps, and again there is a horizontal part over here which is called as a landing, and then again there are some series of steps. So in that case we have more than one flight. Okay, so flight is nothing but when we have continuous series of steps, that is called as a flight. Then comes as a landing, again very important element of a staircase. Landing is nothing but it is a level platform at top or bottom of a flight between the floors. If we can see in this image, this is called as a landing. Okay, so why landing is generally given is, according to National Building Code, the survey that they have carried is that after rising some number of steps, we need to rest for a certain period of time before again climbing another set of steps. So to give a space for this rest, we provide landing. This is the first reason. And the second reason is that if I want a change in the direction of my staircases, then at that position also I have to give a landing. Next, we have already covered rise, going, pitch. Okay, pitch or slope, which is written over here. So pitch or slope is nothing but the angle which is formed with line of nosing of the stair makes with the horizontal. So if we can see over here, this is called as the line of nosing, and this is the horizontal part. So basically this angle which is created over here is called as a pitch. Again, we will see what is the main uh, specifications that is given according to pitch also. Then comes handrail. Okay, as the name itself indicates, handrail is nothing but the member which is provided to support. So basically, when there are more number of steps, we require some support on which our hand can rest. This rail is called as a handrail. And the next element is headroom. Headroom is nothing but the minimum clear vertical distance between the tread and the overhead structure. Means what? If this is a tread, okay, and if this is a slab over here, so basically this distance, this vertical distance is called as the headroom. Then these were the terms. Then we comes towards the requirements of a good stair. Which stair can we call as a good? So we will see basic elements on which it is classified. So first one is location. So where generally staircase should be located. So it should be located so as to provide easy access to the occupants of the building. So all the occupants who are generally using the building should be easily access should have easily access to that staircase. It should be located that it is well lighted and ventilated directly from the exterior. So as far as possible, there should be windows situated at the staircase level so that it should be properly lighted and ventilated, and it should be located so as to have approaches convenient and spacious. Now, when we talk about buildings, there are two types of buildings: residential and public buildings. So when we talk about staircase, then location varies for public as well as for residential building. So in case of public buildings, the stairs should be located near the main entrance because the people who are coming to the public building are more. And generally we know that there are more floors in a public building. So suppose the public who is coming have their work on the first floor, then it is not feasible for them to walk the entire ground floor and then go towards first floor. So if we give the location of our staircase at the near the entrance, then they will automatically go on the first floor without much disturbance to the people who are using the ground floor. And if we talk about the residential building, the stair should be located centrally, because in the residential building, the people who are using the staircase is much less as compared to the public buildings. So without disturbing any privacy of the rooms, we can give it at the central location. Then materials and workmanship. The stairs should be constructed of sound materials and good workmanship, because the stairs should have proper strength and durability. And the most important element is stairways provide a path by which fire can spread from one floor to another floor. We know that this is the most important element, and hence fire protection of staircase is very, very important. Then comes the width of the stair. Now, whenever we construct a staircase, the width should be given properly. Okay, width means what? Suppose this is my staircase, this is one my step, then this is called as the width of the stairs. So it should be wide enough to carry the user without much crowd or inconvenience. And width of the stairs depend upon its location in the building and type of building itself. So when it comes towards the residential building, a 90-centimeter width of the stair is sufficient. But when it comes to public building, we need more width because the people who are using the public building are more, and hence 1.5 to 1.8 meter width may be required. Then length of a flight. Now, as I've already told you, flight means unbroken series of steps. So when we talk about only one flight, from comfort point of view, the number of steps in one flight should be not be more than 12 and should not be less than 3. Then pitch. Okay, pitch is the angle which makes with the horizontal. So this basically is the pitch. And this angle should be limited from 40 to 45, 30 to 45 degrees. Then headroom. Headroom should not be less than 2.1 to 2.3 meters. Then as we talk about handrail, okay, when a flight consists more than 3 steps, then we need handrail on one side, at least on one side. The wide stairs should be provided with handrails on both the sides. If the stairs are very, very wide, then I have to give handrails on both the sides. If they are more wider, then as required for public buildings, then we can give handrails at the central part. The height of the handrail above the riser should be approximately 800 mm. Then step dimensions, as I've told you, there are mainly two dimensions in a step, okay, horizontal and vertical. When I talk about horizontal, it is called as going. When I talk about vertical, it is called as rise. So the going should not be less than 25 centimeter. 30 centimeter is also quite comfortable, and the rise goes on varying from building to building. Now we come towards types of steps. Now, whenever we talk about various type of steps, first of all, we call it as flyer. Okay, flyer means the most ordinary step, the most common step which we see on a daily basis. It has a rectangular tread and a rectangular riser. Okay, so just a rectangular shape, normal shape is a flyer. Then comes bull nose step. A bull nose step generally provided at the bottom of the flight, projects in front of the newel post. Its end near the newel forms the quadrant of a circle. So generally this is the newel post. Okay, and if you can see over here, this forms a quadrant circle. If you can see from this image, okay, so this is called as a bull nose step. Next is a round-ended step. As the name itself indicates, round-ended means it has a proper round, okay, semicircular end which projects outside. Then comes splayed step. Okay, splayed step means it is provided at the beginning with it ends near splayed. Okay, so it has certain angle. Then comes commode step. A commode step has curved tread as well as curved riser, as we can see over here. Okay, then comes winder. Winders are tapering steps such as those which radiates from one point. Okay, so generally if I don't want to give plain landing, then I can, in that landing also I can give these winders. Okay, then comes dancing or balancing steps. Then we come towards types of stairs. Okay, same as we had some types of steps, we also have some types of stairs depending upon their components. So first of all, straight staircase. Straight staircase means what? It does not change their direction in any side. Okay, so it runs straight between the two floors. Used for small houses where there are restrictions in the available width. The stair may consist of either one single flight or more than one flight with a landing. Okay, so we'll see. So we can see over here, this is the plan and this is the section of the straight staircase. This is having a single flight. So you can see over here, this is a single flight and then there is a landing. This is the double flight. This is first flight, then there is a landing, and then there is again a double flight. So it is continuous. It is not changing its direction. It is running straight from one floor to another floor. Hence, it is called as a straight stairs. Okay. So this is a straight stair, but it is having only one flight, as we can see. And the second one, as we can see over here, first flight is here, then there is a landing, and then there is a second flight. Okay, so this is a straight staircase. Then comes turning stairs. Okay, opposite of straight stairs. Straight stairs does not change in direction, but turning stairs change its direction. So the flights which are there, it takes turn. So we will see the first type in the turning stairs is that a quarter turn stairs. So as the name itself indicates, it changes its direction either to the left side or to the right side. Okay, the turn being affected either by introducing a quarter space landing or by providing winders. Means what? If I am rising from here, this is my flight, and then I'm completely changing my direction either on the left side or either on the right side. Okay, so if I talk about this, suppose this is my staircase, and then I'm changing my direction here. So this part which is forming over here is called as the quarter part. Hence it is called as a quarter turn stairs. And in this part I can keep plain landing or I can give winders like this. Okay. So as we can see over here, this is the plan. Okay, so we can see one flight and then it changes completely direction either to the left or either to the right. So a complete 90-degree turn is there. Okay, and this is with quarter space landing, means this is okay, as we can see. Winders means there are steps. So generally why we can provide winders is that if the number of steps that I have required to climb from one floor to another floor is more, then in this case I can go for winders. Okay, so as we can see over here, okay, complete 90 degrees change, and here winders are given, and here a landing is given. First flight 90 degree is given, and here landing is given. Okay, so this part is called as a quarter part, hence it is called as quarter turn stairs. As it was quarter turn stairs, then the second one is half turn stairs. So in quarter turn, it makes an angle of 90 degree, but in half turn stairs, it makes a complete reverse angle. So it changes the direction completely reverse and makes 180 degrees. Means what? Suppose this is my first flight. Okay, then I'm changing my direction completely like this. Okay, means I am coming over here and then I'm changing my direction completely and I'm walking like this. So it is completely reverse direction. And the main type in this is dog leg staircase, which is commonly used. Name is given because of its appearance in sectional elevation. Posts are provided at the beginning and end of each flight. So basically there are two forms of it, maybe with landing or maybe with winders, same like quarter turn stairs. So as we can see over here, this is the dog leg staircase. Okay, this is the first flight, then it completely changes its direction, reverses its direction and go into the second flight, and this is the section. So basically it looks like legs of the dog, hence it is called as a dog leg staircase. Okay, this is the image of dog leg staircase. So we can see over here, it completely changes or reverses the direction. And the next staircase is the bifurcated staircase. Okay, so bifurcated staircase, as the name itself indicates, bifurcate means it divides itself. Okay, as we have previously seen, in both it either changes the direction to the left or to the right or completely reverse. But in this bifurcated staircase itself in both the direction, left as well as right. Okay, so the stair has a wider flight at the bottom. So the main flight which is there, it is wide, and then it's bifurcate or divides it into two narrower flights. One turns to the left and other to the right at the landing. There can be a newel or not at the start and end, and it is mostly we can see this type of stairs in in public buildings at their entrance. Okay, so we can see this image. So this is the main flight. Okay, and then it completely changes its direction to the right as well as left at the same point. This is generally having more width, and then it divides itself into narrower width flight. So as we can see over here, this is the bifurcated staircase. So mostly it is used in public buildings or in very big houses. And the last staircase is the continuous stair. So these stairs do not have any landing or any intermediate post over there. So they are continuous, as the name itself indicates. So there are main two types in this. First one is circular stairs and the second one is helical stairs. So we will see both the stairs. So circular stairs or spiral stairs, it is made mainly of metal. Okay, it can also be made of RCC. So it is generally located where there are space limitations. Most of us have seen this type of staircases used for emergency purposes like fire safety and this purposes. So it is backside of the building, and in this case all the steps mostly are winders. Okay, and the stair is therefore not comfortable. So as we can see over here, all the steps are winders and completely circular stairs. Okay, as in plan we can see over here. So this is the circular stair. So generally used where if you do not have much space for construction of other staircases, then in this case we can go for these staircases, but it is not quite comfortable for all the. Okay, helical stairs, it looks very beautiful, it looks very fine, but the structural design and construction is very complicated. It is made of RCC, in which large portion of steel is required to resist bending. Okay, so this is the helical staircases. So as we can see over here in this, dancing steps are used for construction of helical staircases.